Hey guys, I'm Finley from the Roving Reporters, and today I'm going to be asking the first 5 questions on life as a veteran. Meet Mr. Campbell, an amazing first grade teacher that actually coaches the lacrosse team here. Do you know he's a veteran? So cool. So Mr. Campbell, what motivated you to join the military?
Well, I always wanted to join the military when I was a kid. I was always interested in the military, the history. And then my sister joined the Air Force, and so I kind of looked up to her and always wanted to follow in her footsteps. And then when September 11th happened, I was in 10th grade, and that kind of further motivated me to join the military and help serve our country.
That's so cool. Can you tell me a little bit about your time in boot camp?
Yeah, boot camp was a very interesting experience. We learned a lot about teamwork and working together, and that you are only as strong as the weakest person on your team. And it was a lot of hard work and exercise, but very rewarding.
This is a great experience and memory. What is or was your primary job after training?
I was an avionics technician, so my job was to maintain and repair all the avionics systems like radios and the radar and different systems like that on F-18 Super Hornets fighter jets.
Cool. So where did you serve the majority of your time in service?
Well, I was stationed in Seattle, an hour outside of Seattle in Oak Harbor, Washington. And then I did 2 deployments, one deployment on an aircraft carrier in the Pacific Ocean, the Western Pacific, and then one deployment in Iraq on an air base called Al Asad.
What a cool place. What rank are you most proud of to earn?
I was an E4, so I started off as an E1 and I moved all the way up to an E4, so that made me very proud.
What a cool ranking. Now let's go to Kendall. Hey guys, it's Kendall from the Roving Reporters, and now I'm going to ask Mr. Campbell a few more questions. So, which medals or citations are you most honored to have received, and why?
So one, I actually brought it with me. It's called the Naval Achievement Medal, and I got a certificate when I received this. Oops, it's upside down. There you go.
Wow, that is really cool.
So I earned this medal when I was on deployment in Iraq for helping to repair one of the jets that was down and it couldn't fly and do its mission. And so my team and I repaired it so quick, and so it was able to get back and do its mission.
Wow, that is super cool. And can you tell me about some of the special people you met?
Yeah, I met tons of really great people when I was in the military. 2 or 3 of them I'm still friends with today, and we're really close and we hang out a lot. One lives in Alabama and one lives in Maryland, so we try and get together as much as we can. But the most important person I met was my wife.
That is awesome. And can you tell me what was the best food you had?
Well, the best food I had when I was in the military, probably when I pulled into port in Japan and had sushi in Japan. That's the best.
Sounds good. And what was the worst thing you had, and why?
Anything on an aircraft carrier in the galley there is just not good. Yeah.
And can you tell me a funny story you experienced that could only happen in the military?
Well, when we were in Thailand, we actually got to ride on elephants. And we expected it to be, like at the zoo and you have a guide with you the whole time. But when we got on the elephants, the guide put us on the elephants and then he just disappeared into the jungle. And so we were just kind of on our own with these elephants for about an hour.
That would be pretty fun, but kind of scary, I bet. And how did or does your military experience affect your life today?
Well, I mean, it's a part of my life that I'm extremely proud of. I'm so glad that I did it. And it just reminds me every day how lucky we are to live in this country.
Definitely. Well, thank you for taking your time out of your day to do this with us, and have a nice day.
You too. You guys did a great job.
Hey champs, it's Kendall from the Roving Reporters, and today I'm here with Officer Cheek to ask him a few questions about his military life and experience. Officer Cheek is an extravagant officer that helps our school stay safe and helps Cumming and Gainesville stay safe too. So before we start, I just want to say thank you. Now let's begin. So the first question is, what motivated you to join the military?
It was a family tradition. Everybody in my family's been in the military.
Exciting. Yep. And can you tell me a little bit about your time in boot camp?
It was fun. For me, it was fun because I was trained since I was a little kid on it. So when I got to boot camp, it was pretty easy.
I bet. And then what was or is your primary job after training?
I was a ranger, so I was a paratrooper, and I did the commando raids.
That's awesome. And my last question for you is, what rank are you most proud to have earned and why?
I like the rank of corporal because that was when first time I became a fire team leader. So I had my own squad. Well, actually, my fire team was a little bit of a squad, but that was the most proud I was because I was like 19 years old when I got it.
That's awesome. Now let's go to Finley to ask him the remaining 6 questions. Okay, now I'm going to ask amazing Officer Cheek the last 6 questions on life as a vet. So, Officer Cheek, which medals or citations are you most honored to have received and why?
Well, the coolest one I got was for breaking rules. I got meritorious service because I was helping people get their job done, even though I was told not to. And at the end of it, I got a medal for doing that. So we'll just keep it like that.
Ooh. Can you tell me about some of the special people you've met?
Everybody in my fire team, I think, is pretty special. We, after our tours, we're still tight today, so they're all still my best friends.
Those people sound pretty cool. What was the best military food you were served?
Good and bad. When we got steak, meant we were going to deploy, and all the rest of the time we had chicken.
Yummy. What was the worst food you were served?
I had to eat half-cooked bacon when I was in Belgium. They didn't cook their meat all the way.
That sounds so gross. Can you tell me a funny story you experienced that could only happen in the military?
I have no clue. Not a lot of things were funny, and nothing I can share at elementary school, so I guess no.
Okay then. How did or does your military experience affect your life today?
Well, it affected me when a long time ago I was on SWAT and things like that, so those are things I did in the military, so it translated well to my job I have now.
Okay, thank you for your time, officer.
No problem.